Alright, so Fortnite's new season features a field of energy called 0 Point. Now this is based on a real energy, but it doesn't have any correlation with the Fortnite version, aside from being unpredictable. So in Fortnite, what the 0 Point does is it brings characters from other universes into the Fortnite universe. So because of this, they've had several collaborations with other companies including Disney, Sony, Microsoft, and even Valve. But of course, you might have noticed there's one name missing. Nintendo. Now, that could just be because Nintendo's a greedy piece of shit corporation that hates every single person who has ever bought the products, but they've been willing to collaborate with Fortnite in the past, and particularly with the Kirby franchise. Then that reminded me that the 0 Point looks like the true form of Termina, the final boss from Kirby Star Allies, who I'm now going to be referring to as Void because it's shorter. So it does kind of make sense, and I compiled some evidence on why I think this might happen. Number one is Nintendo's collaborated with Epic Games in the past. Now Kirby seems like a pretty bad franchise to port to Fortnite. I mean, if you just look at some of the character designs, don't look like they would play that well in Fortnite. But Kirby's been in a Fortnite trailer, and again, it could have just been an Easter egg. But it's unknown why he was in there. And this next one was hidden at something. And it was not included there as a fucking Easter egg. Like, let me tell you that. In the 3DS background for the game Kirby's Extra Epic Yarn, the Fortnite logo was visible in the left corner. Now, that's not... They said it was an accident, but there's no fucking way that was an accident. Like, that's such a specific mistake that something behind the scenes would have to have happened. You can't even get Fortnite on the 3DS. They have nothing to do with each other, so... Now, could it have just been as light as, like, a joke, like someone just put it there as a joke, or a hint about Kirby being in the Fortnite trailer? But since they could just tell us why... It was not like they could just tell us, so... It's probably something much more heavy than that, such as Void Termina being in Season 5. And, number 2 is to look almost the exact same in the shell. Like, seriously, look at it. Like, it's almost exact. Like, the 0 Point could easily just be a shell for that. Number 3 is Void Termina exists in all dimensions, and the power levels vary in all dimensions. And some have more abilities, and some have less abilities. And this wouldn't be that much of a stretch from Void Termina's abilities, because he uses the same crown that Magolor uses to summon portals. Number 4 is they haven't made a tie-in with Nintendo yet. Not only have they done the Kirby collabs, they've also remade scenes from Mario 64, so Nintendo's perfectly willing to collaborate with Epic Games. Void Termina is not the worst boss to port into Fortnite, because the first form is actually in 3D. He's not the worst. He's not designed for multiple people to fight him, but if a few tempering, he can be made into a Fortnite boss. And since the second form takes into 2D, that would bring us to our next point. Number 5 is the Kirby devs want to test Kirby in 3D. So this might be surprising to some people that aren't inside of the Kirby fanbase. But Kirby has never really been in 3D, aside from just like an experimentation. And so despite they've probably been trying since like 1989, when Kirby's Crystal Shards entered development. So they've been trying. So they've just been testing it for decades now. But a good way to test if Kirby would work in 3D would be if they port one of their bosses to Fortnite, which is one of the biggest games in the world. Love it or hate it, it's one of the biggest games in the world. Being a final boss would probably make an interesting, or at least good or interesting conclusion to the Season 5. And number 6 is promotion, because both Fortnite series and the Kirby series could use the promotion. Even though it was decided probably 2 years in advance that you wanted Kirby to be in 0 Point, or at least Kirby franchise to be in 0 Point. But the time they chose to do so could not have been more perfect. So Epic, of course, just had the lawsuit with Apple. They lost a huge portion of their player base because of the lawsuit. So they're trying to do a bunch of collabs now and events now so they can keep their existing player base and track in new players to make up for it. And the Kirby developers could benefit even more than the Epic Games can. The Kirby games that's developing next is supposed to be the pinnacle of Kirby games. So the devs probably want to make something in between. They probably want to make something better than any other Kirby game, but I'm guessing they want us to expect something in between the quality of Planet Robobot and Return to Dreamland. So the developers clearly want a lot of hype to be around this game. And considering that Zero Point, Season 5, is scheduled to end on March 15th, 2021, and the new game is scheduled for either a 2021 announcement or a 2021 release, it's a good time to promote. So if the Void Termina event got as much attention as the Galactus event, which it probably wouldn't, Kirby's fanbase is smaller than Marvel's fanbase, probably get a lot of attention still because it's an event. It would be huge for both parties though if it did get as much attention as the Galactus event. It'd bring more people to Fortnite, and it would boost hype for the new Kirby game. More possibly unheard of levels of hype. And this is without considering that they could also sell like Kirby items in the shop, maybe even items from the new Kirby game. And number 7 is Zero Point is a ball of energy. So the Zero Point is stated to be a collection of energy. And Void Termina is a collection of energy, including light energy, dark energy, and dream energy, or they're probably referred to as matter, but it's made out of those things, all of them. And it's possible the Fortnite version can maybe have like some kind of storm energy, or something like that. I don't know, because it's different in every dimension. We don't really know how the differences work in each dimension, but I don't know. It's just an interesting thought, in my opinion. Okay, so there is one reason why I think Epic might not want to do this, and that is they would have to kill Void, which would mean they wouldn't have an in-universe way of doing collabs anymore, which they probably want to continue doing. But I believe at the end of Season 5, even if Void Termina isn't in it, they're gonna have to neutralize the Zero Point anyway. I feel like that's how it's gonna end, regardless. So, like, they're probably just already thinking of something that could transport characters between universes and realities. There's no reason why they wouldn't want to make the destruction of the Zero Point an exciting crossover event akin to what the Galactus event was. Yeah, so that was my theory. I just thought there's more reason why they would do this, or more evidence of why this would happen than wouldn't. So I thought I'd just make this quick video. Peace out.